guy comes along, he's prepared he wants to marry you, have kids, maybe you don't want to have kids, let's just say whatever, be your long-term partner, and he wants to provide for you, but he wants you to stop hands. Do you do it?
Yes.
Oh, no, you're good.
Here, why don't we start with you and we'll go this way.
I mean, the whole purpose of doing OnlyFans is to provide for myself. So if he's also giving me that same outcome, then yes, I would quit.
Would he need to provide on a level that is commensurate with your level of income on your own? So let's say, holy shit, hide that.
Bender the Offender donated $99.
Thank you, Bender the Offender.
Shaming is a necessary part of society, because without shame we have no way to learn consequences from our life choices.
I agree.
Thank you, Bender the Offender.
Our consequences have nothing to do with you, though.
Yeah, they are when like people like trauma dump and stuff.
Who's trauma dumping?
You said you love to trauma dump.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm
No, you said
not
something
with
like that.
you.
Wait,
I'm not trauma
no,
dumping
I'm
with you
just
right
saying just in
now.
With your
general, like,
romantic
Yeah.
Yeah, the consequences that you face, like ultimately, like they're reflected in your character, like the way that you approach relationships. I'd say, like, I'm not saying you specifically, but I'd say like when you go into new relationships, all the like consequences in the past that you've faced because of your past behaviors, they really do reflect on you. They really do influence the way that a relationship might go. So say like you had a hoe phase or something, that'll definitely influence someone, like the consequences you paid for having a hoe phase.
Damn. So should I keep it like private then?
No,
like,
no,
is
no,
that
I'm
your
not
advice
saying
to me?
Keep it quiet. I'm not saying to keep it
Oh,
private.
because see, you're damned if you do something, you're damned if you don't.
Yo,
so.
can we get
No, there's no winning, you
Nev
guys.
an energy drink? I feel like Nev's a little lower energy tonight.
Wait, how many energy drinks do we have?
Yes.
I already drank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else want a little? Okay. Anyways,
everyone's.
so the
I want
question
another
was,
one.
because some people who do OF make a lot of money, so maybe expecting a guy to be making $50,000 a month might not. That's a very small percentage of men, but let's say he's making enough to like provide for both of you. Would you take it, or what do you do?
I would only be worried about divorce. What happens in that instance?
That's
if you're
true.
not set up and you're just left alone, like in the dark, no money, nothing.
That's true. A lot of men are like, I recently saw a TikTok where it was like this wife and she was like, this husband was like yelling at her for whatever reason. And because she supposedly doesn't do anything, but she stays home and takes care of the kids, cleans, cooks, and does everything. And then her husband is just like all of a sudden saying that he wants a divorce because, he like met a younger lady who's like, younger, and that's all they want, or more beautiful, whatever. And then the woman is left with the kids. Usually the man tends to like start their own life with their new family, and then they leave the kids, and then like let the woman like fend for herself, basically, And I feel like that happens a lot more often than you really think, where women are just left to like suffer. So
It's also worth pointing out and mentioning that women that are doing all of the household chores and labor, that's actually $10 trillion worth of unpaid labor.
absolutely, I used to.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I used to babysit, and
Wait, hold on. What?
or I still kinda
that is a
babysit.
real statistic.
Absolutely.
$10
What?
trillion of unpaid labor.
For all women or one woman?
All women. The household labor that they don't get compensated for that they're doing while their men are off at work is worth $10 trillion.
But I mean, do you think they should be what do you mean? You think they
Yeah,
should
but-
be compensated?
well, no,
Like
that's
how-
not what I'm saying at
It's
all.
just comparing how hard their labor is compared to like if it were to be.
Because a lot of men that end up calling themselves the breadwinner, and they come home and they say, well, you're not doing anything. Like, I go out and I work all day while she's taking care of the home. Like, that's still labor,
Taking
whether or
care
not
of
she's being
children
compensated.
is super difficult. I've worked with children
I don't know. Have you ever been in a coal mine?
in a coal mine. Okay,
You
most
know-
guys aren't really in coal mines.
Yeah, there's still dudes in coal mines, but
Okay.
I mean, like, but okay. So in your example,
You're
are
raising
you,
children, though.
Hold on just a sec. So
Sorry.
in your example, you're saying the guy who's the sole breadwinner, he's working 9 to 5, he's working 40, 50 hours a week. And then the woman, she's stay-at-home mom. Is that kind of the framework that you're, because wouldn't
Yeah.
it make sense that if he's out working and she's the homemaker, that she would be homemaking? Doesn't
Well,
that make
no, I'm not saying that shouldn't be some sort of dynamic. But what I'm saying is that when the
Justin
Cut
France
off again,
donated
sorry.
$99.
Yo, Justin,
The
thank you, man.
gate is wide and the path to damnation is well traveled. Yup,
Oh.
definitely proving that to be correct. Why would you put something idolizing a place of eternal torment on your body? Naomi, keep carrying your cross. God bless.
He's talking about
Wait, I'm confused.
He's talking about her tag. I thought he was talking about Karen
The
because she
female
has a
demon
hell
tat.
sleeve on her leg.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait.
What? I don't know what he said. They're mad that you.
Why
they're
would you
mad.
put something idolizing a place of eternal torment
hell.
on your body?
Hell.
Is that this one?
No, she's,
No.
they're talking
Karen.
about her because she has a hell tattoo.
Where?
in heaven.
Hidden?
My whole
You-
body is. My whole right leg is hell, based on hell.
It's a depiction, an artistic depiction of.
Different things, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I guess you are condemned to eternal damnation
All right,
because
sounds
of your.
good. I used to be a Christian. I was raised a
your-
Christian, so I get it. So to each their own.
Go back to your point about the division of labor or housework thing.
Right. Well, I'm not saying that a traditional relationship where a man is doing the gender role of going out and being a breadwinner and the woman staying home and homemaking and taking care of children. I'm not saying that shouldn't be a dynamic, but I'm saying that it's wrong when the husband comes home and says, "Well, you're not doing X, Y, and Z." What your wife is doing when she's homemaking is still labor, whether or not she's being compensated. So to hold money over her head and act like she's not doing anything while she's sitting at home, raising your family, cooking your meals, cleaning your house, organizing everything, keeping your schedule on track, that's still labor.
Absolutely.
And I believe it was the Bureau of Labor Statistics that said that women's unpaid work in a household is worth $10 trillion internationally.
Hold on, I got to internationally.
Internationally. Like all of the women in the world that are homemaking and are doing household chores and keeping schedules together and raising families and cooking and cleaning and doing all of that, that's labor that's unpaid. And they said the unpaid amount of money is $10 trillion. So what I'm saying is that it's not right for a man to come home and be like, you're not doing X, Y, and Z. And that's what we're saying. We're saying, give up your OnlyFans, be a homemaker. And you could potentially end up in a divorce situation where he goes, oh, well, you're not doing anything, leaves and takes all the money with you while you've created a home and done what he had done what he wanted you to do, and basically deems the work that you've done worthless.
Yeah, but if your husband is going, I'll get to you in a sec, Allie. If your husband is working a 9-to-5 job and he's providing financially for the both of you, then you are pulling your half of the bargain or pulling your weight by taking care of the home.
Right, that's what I'm
So,
saying.
But I don't. Why are you viewing it from a lens of it being unpaid? Of course, it's unpaid.
I think you're
I mean,
really
that's
missing the point.
self-evident.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're really missing the point, Brian.
Well, explain. What am I?
First, I
missing?
wanted to say that, okay, never mind. I don't want to say this right now because I backtracked myself a little bit. But you are missing the point.
What?
Is because you're really focused on saying like, oh, well, if you're gonna stay home, then you need to get paid. I feel like that's what you're kind of trying. You know, like that's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying at all.
But are you trying to argue that men don't value the work that women do?
Yep.
Yes,
Absolutely.
That's exactly my point.
Absolutely.
I mean, what evidence do you have for that?
So much.
Here's why. Because you cited to this. Well, the Department of Labor, they tabulated that it's trillions of dollars that women are doing in unpaid labor, as if all those women, it is unappreciated by their husbands, the work that they do. But I don't think that's the case. Perhaps it's the case that there are some men who are unappreciative or not cognizant of the work that their spouses do at the home, although I don't think that's really, what evidence is there for that?
I think there's expectations that come in matrimony or relationships in general, and whether or not they want to conform to that traditional, oh, the woman does the house cleaning, the man does that, is up to them entirely. I mean, me personally, I love my boyfriend. I'd do anything for him. Like, I clean up his dishes and I do whatever. And I don't, and just the way that he treats me, like, that's enough for me. Like, I don't expect any reparations.
You said that's enough for you?
And the
I think
offender
everything he
donated
does for me is enough for me. I
$99.
think it's more than
Ladies,
enough for me.
I'm a steel worker. I work around 15-ton steel rolls that are suspended above my head. I provide the roof over your head. I fix any issues with the house. I provide the lifestyle you need.
Yo, Bender, and I'll let you come in just after this really quick. Bender the Offender, thank you very much for your TTS. I mean, that's a good point. And also, I mean, what about all the household labor that men do, which is uncompensated for and unpaid? For example, men are typically expected to take care of some of the more physically laborious tasks like mowing the lawn, fixing appliances around the house, potentially car-related things. So, I mean, there's certainly tasks that men undertake, for example, that might, something that's heavy that might need to be moved around. And so I don't think it's just women that are contributing to the upkeep of the household.
I think what you're kind of missing on is that we were talking about that when men, what you brought up the question, saying that would you give up your OnlyFans if a man was going to provide everything for you? And then that's why we said, well, like if we give up our OnlyFans, like whatever, give up whatever job because the man, your husband, is like, I want you to stay home. I want you to raise my kids. I want you to do this. And then all of a sudden he finds a younger lady, whatever, finds somebody better. And then he's like, see you later. And then like leaves the whole family. And then now you're the man, because of the man, because he said, because of the husband, he said, no, I don't want you to work. I want you to stay here and watch my kids, raise my children, clean my house, do all of this.
Our kids,
and now you're screwed.
I think you're just choosing the wrong people then.
What do you mean you were choosing the wrong people?
This is a hypothetical.
We don't, no. We can find a man, he can be the most amazing person ever. A few years along the line, he can turn into the worst person ever. What do you mean we're choosing the wrong people?
So it's your choice to leave then.
No.
If you're not willing to...
yes, that is your choice to leave, but you can also be so screwed. This man could be the perfect man and be like, oh my goodness, have you not seen what's been going on? Have you not seen what's been going on recently with all the men that have their families because their wife has wanted a divorce? It's not that easy to get a divorce. Women are out here dying.
What is happening?
And their children are dying.
Wait, well, just one thing. Women are more likely to initiate divorces than men are.
And then when they initiate it, the men get scared and they want to inflict the most pain upon that woman. And then they end up... Have you not heard about what's been going on? Have you not heard about Chris Watts? Have you not heard about the man from...
Have you heard about Jodi Arias?
Okay, yes, I've heard about Jodi Arias. That has nothing to do.
Well,
Trevor.
No, it has
Welcome to the
do
Whatever
with it.
Crime channel.
This is about disdain
true
in
crime.
relationships, and you are using true crime examples as these moments of disdain.
Well, I think the point she's trying to make, sorry to cut you off, is financial abuse.
Yes.
If you are stuck in a relationship where you pretty much gave up your source of income, where you could comfortably support your own lifestyle independently. And to answer the question if I would do that or not, if I trusted someone, if I was in love with them and they could really afford to do that. But people get played with that all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this idea that men in droves are leaving their wives for the younger, a younger girl, it does happen.
It does happen.
But I actually don't think it's as common as actually women leaving their husbands. Well, I don't know the reasons why, but women are more likely to initiate divorces.
Okay.
So men should be more concerned about
I think it's your decision
negative
to leave
divorce
as well.
or negative
if you're not satisfied
outcomes.
with your relationship, you're entirely entitled to leave.
But how are you supposed to leave when you're being financially abused and have no source of income?
Exactly. We've been trying to make this point
None of
over
this
and over,
is
and you guys
included in the question.
It's right.
keep missing it.
That's what I was thinking. This whole time I'm
wait.
how does it relate to the question though?
Yeah, divorce was not included in that question originally. We went.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going. But hold on. You mentioned financial abuse. What do you mean?
Well, financial abuse is basically what we were describing, where you give up your entire career for a man in a relationship, a partnership, and then they hold the money over your head. You get X amount of money to do X, Y, Z, and it's, oh, well, I go out and I make all of the money. You only have access to X, Y, and Z, and that's what I choose that you have access to after you give up your career. And then if you choose to leave that man, you are left with, depending on how long you've been with them, no experience in the job field. You've given up your only source of income. If you had signed a prenup, there's no alimony, there's no child support, there's no nothing. And then how are you supposed to leave that relationship?
Well, it was your choice to agree to those terms.
Oh my goodness.
Wait,
Well,
prenups, you can define the terms, right?
Yeah, can you guys stop yelling at me? I was going to say, it was your choice to give up those freedoms in the first place because you were dependent on that man in the first place. You said, okay, you could be the breadwinner of this household. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with homemaking. I'm fine with all of that. But there's always that risk that comes with that. And if you want to avoid that risk, then you're entitled to do your own thing. You're entitled.
We're just
to
saying it happens. We're not saying that we're gonna do that. We're just,
I know what happens.
You understand it. You've gone so far left that you've made a 180.
Have I gone so far left that I made a 180?
Yeah, or whatever whichever direction
what
you're
I'm
going, girl.
saying-
Whichever direction you're going, you literally explained exactly what we were trying to get at.
I mean, you're basically
No, what
blaming it all on us.
I'm
It's
not
your
blaming it
decision to
on
give
you.
up.
Well,
your
here's the
career.
thing. I
It's
just
your
learned
decision to
recently that
leave. Like,
prenups, you can actually set your own conditions. So I think it should come down to the terms of a relationship, right? So if a man says, hey, I want to have a tradcom relationship, I want you to stay at home and raise the children, then it is the onus of responsibility is on you as that wife and as the future mother to be able to say, put these terms in the prenup to where if I leave you, for sure, that's on me. But hey, if you decide to leave me and I have no accolades, no resume, nothing, and I'm forced to go out in the workforce, then I'm protected. You can actually set prenups to be in alignment with whatever conditions the couple decides. So it should be up to the individual couple at the end of the day. And people should go into these things with their eyes wide open and educate themselves. If they don't, that is on them.
Okay, but the thing is with that most women are getting told, like, okay, like, we'll be the provider, you stay home, you do this, you do X, Y, and Z, and then they're getting screwed over. Like, most women won't leave the relationship because they know they are being financially provided for. So in that case, most women won't leave. They won't leave because they know that they are screwed.
You're the one who agreed to the tradcon lifestyle in the first place.
And again, define those terms.
When did I just say that?
If you're going into a marriage and the husband wants a prenup, which would then dispose you to that position in the first place, then be a contributor to set the terms. Where if he is saying, I want you to stay at home and only serve me,
all right,
then
so
there
I'll
should
do
be
that when
some
I get married.
allowance.
I'll do that when I get
Well,
married.
then there should be some allowance where he says, okay, then legally there will be a contract to where if I leave you for whatever reason, then you will be taken care of.
Well, what if
Okay,
it's
well,
not
I'll
a
do that when I
marriage?
get married.
What if it's just a relationship
Thanks
and
for
there's
the
no
advice.
prenup involved?
Well, if you're just, I mean,
Like there's no
So,
legal document.
well, there's common law, right? There is common law actually that I don't know how it is actually in America, so maybe someone could clarify for me if you guys know.
depends on
But
the
in
state.
Australia, when you've been living with someone for 2 years, you're in a de facto relationship, and most of the same things pertain as what is an actual legal marriage.
Word.